Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hi, all. Did we receive any email from the Khan on the prerequisites of installation or any other steps?
Was this question for the group?
Yeah.
I don't think I got an email, but they did send a link on the setup on our WhatsApp channel.
But we were not added in that WhatsApp channel. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah. That did you get any email initially for the confirmation for your registration email?
Yes.
Yeah, that the WhatsApp channel is right below our training link. Let me paste that here as well, just in
Oh,
case.
okay.
Yeah, this is the one.
Since we are following this one, right? Teams. So I ignored that.
Yeah, but I think I didn't get any email about the training or setup instructions, but on WhatsApp they posted it.
Oh, okay, I got it.
And very good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
So, proceeding within a 2-3 minutes.
Yeah. Good morning, Dr. Khan. How are you doing today?
So, we are going to do some little bit demonstrations. We have to see to it that today, and we'll have to see what we have to create with the help of the Gemini, the free API key provided by the Googles. With the help of that, definitely, we are going to create some LLM as well from our end, like how we can create the LLM. Obviously, I will not say that you people have to go and purchase about the API keys or anything. So don't worry, that's we have to take care from the Google Gemini. We have to see some tutorial from the Google Gemini. That's how actually the LLM model is working. Uh, so we'll have to see, and I will try to uh, provide that code as well by the GitHub. So don't worry, whatever the code we are going to write with the help of the VS Code or the Google Colab, the same things we will perform in VS Codes. And definitely, one thing is that you will get a at least the some basic understanding about how anyone can create the LLM models. Just be required about the uh, API keys, and with the help of the API keys, definitely anyone can go ahead and perform their simple tasks. Today, I will take about the two demonstrations. The one is obviously provided by the Google. With the help of that Google Gemini, definitely we will go ahead and see about how actually the things are happening. And the second one, we will try to build our own LLM models with the help of the Google Gemini model. So and in both the cases we will see to it that about like how we can create models for the our own chat gpt models, so that uh, whatever you will ask to, or you will give the prompt uh, I want to know the capital of India or that particular things, or any particular informations you want to know from that your own created models. But the model is going to be that, see, as I yesterday only I told that the LLM models are free, but only the cost is API keys. But the Google is there who is provided about the 60 where is free. So obviously we will take care about the Google APIs. We are not going to see the OpenAI API. OpenAI API is little bit. Yeah, I request to all the people and all the candidates, please just mute yourself. Whenever you will join, please just try to mute yourself so that anyone, uh, no one can get a disturbance. And sorry in between if there is any network issue is going to be happen from my end, because in my area, that's in Mumbai regions. That regions, there is a lot of heavy rains are going from morning onwards. But I check a lot of times my internet connectivity. It's still it's good right till now. But don't know in between the sessions it might be happen. Uh, One things what you commented, just let's have to check it. I got open AI subscription for a month for this class. Would be great if you can showcase that also, as you mentioned in a class yesterday. Thanks, Dr. Ron. Okay, Pallavi Sharma. OpenAI subscriptions. Okay, you taken about the OpenAI subscriptions, and obviously you will get about that particular things as well. The OpenAI, see, the only difference is that we have to use the Google API keys or the OpenAI API keys. The only difference is we have to see the difference or that particular things uh, about the different API keys. See, as chat gpt having a lot of analytics, and for the text analytics point of view, chat gpt is little bit better. But it's not like that Gemini or the co-pilots are not good AI models. But anyway, we'll see about like how the things is going on. So I'm proceeding with the sessions. I request each one of you, please go ahead and just create uh, open about this. So I can share my screen. This is just, I created one Gemini applications. If I'm going to ask about my Gemini applications, so it will provide you the results, but it's still, I'm not giving to the server. I just hang on, or I stopped it. So that's why you will not see. Similarly, anyone can create it about this particular things. I'm coming to the step about, I request each one of you, please go ahead and perform some little bit task here about, so that anyone can able to get a, or you can search on a Google. That's simple. Google AI for developers. Hope my screen is visible with everyone clearly. So just comments in a chats if the screen is visible, or if not, just let me know as well. So we are proceeding. So I request all of you, just please comment on a chats, like yeah, and in future also, if the screen it might be freeze or hold, please take a note that you should inform me, because I'm not going to see that's my screen from myself. So this is the experience of Gemini AI model. You can see to it that this particular model is here about this is. So you can just click on this particular thing. So obviously the screen will come in a pictures uh, about this. So AI for every developers about this particular things. You can see to it this. This is kind of so lot of documentations, explanations. See, Python is given as this, how you can create it. Import generative AI as Gen AI. This is a library, we have to import it. If it is not installed, you have to install it. Why I will use to generate about a models, or to create about the models and deployment. Uh, because in VS Code, you can do the things separately. That is the benefits of that particular things. Then import OS is this. This is that particular. Then GenAI configurations, that API keys, that is equal to os.environments, Google API keys. So this will be play a very important roles. Image image. Obviously, this is, you can see that model, two models is we have to see here about a lot of models of the Google's having their own. So get API key in a Google AI Studio. So documentation is also there. So let's see if I will click on the documentations, because documentation is one of the very important tasks. Please take a note of that particular things. Uh, get started with about this. Sit with that. This particular things, 1 million token context, reduce big data down to human scale, analyze and understand data with large token context windows. So this is Google Gemini API. We can move ahead and perform some little bit tasks. So I can just show you about, like, you all people should go ahead about this particular things and just perform about this task about this. You can go ahead, overview tutorial, Android on device. So if I will go ahead with the tutorials, you can see to it this particular things is going to be happen here. So you can see that tutorial gets started with a Gemini API. So I request all of you, please go ahead and just create to reach this particular steps. In this particular tutorial, in this particular part of the hands-on, you are not supposed to do a lot of codings. You have to do little bit, one or two line of the codes. You will get some understanding about how actually the LLM model is working. But the next tutorials of the next hands-on, you will get a very uh, too much experience about how actually the LLM models, or uh, what is the importance of how anyone yesterday, someone was asked, like, what is the benefit of if you are a non-technical backgrounds. So obviously how the particular thing is beautiful. So anyway, So run in a Google Collabs. Yesterday, someone was requested that I have to take the practical implementation in Google Collabs. So obviously, I'm coming to here and just see to it that how I can go ahead and just click it's about here. So this is about your get started with Gemini API. That's Python. Now, again, I'm coming to one just small explanations about why Python is very, very important. Why I'm not looking for the Node or the JavaScript or that respective other languages. There is a reason. The reason is that a lot of patches required for the other languages, but for these Python, no patches required from the outsides, and it's easy to understand, easy to write, and the best thing is that it's a open source. Secondly, that whatever the libraries are required, you can install in the respective platforms, and you can utilize it according to the use of your requirements. So that's why the Python is very, very important. And Python, we always, and one more thing that I think as you people are belongs to might be, yeah, that's as I already told in collab, I'm doing about this particular things. Uh, should we install this Python modules? In Google Colab, no need to, no, obviously the installation is required. So the installation way I can talk it, but the deployment I will show you about with the help of the VS Code, because the Google Colab will not support to provide you about the deployments. So for that particular reasons, I have to already yesterday I sent a video so that you can just go through that video and you will get a little bit idea about how we can create an environment. So already I sent a message, yeah, or sent one video so that you can go through with that respective video and just see to it that how anyone can set up a environment. So please take a note of that particular things. So, or if you will not aware, definitely I will guide about like how we can do about, or we can create about the environment as well. So this is something we reach here about this particular things. Uh, Set up your development environment and API access to use Gemini, and generate text response for from text inputs. Then generate text response from multimodal inputs and images, or text and images, both the things. The same things we will create about the model as well, and use Gemini for multi-turn conversation chart and embeddings for large language model. So obviously, whatever yesterday I explained, and obviously you can see that you can do in a Jupyter notebook as well. It's not like that you are not able to perform in a Jupyter notebook. You can do in a PyCharm, you can do in a VS Code, anywhere you can perform it. But Google Colab, obviously it's supported by the Google. So obviously I'm looking for the uh, Google Colabs. And one more things for deployment of our own models with the help of the Gemini, you need a terminal and the dashboard bash of that particular things. For that particular things, we always use about either command prompt, or either we have to use Anaconda prompt, or might be at some places we have to utilize about the VS Code. So VS Code is the place.
Sir, can you please share this URL in the comment box, this tutorial URL?
Okay, I will. Okay.
Can you send the video again? We did
Which
not
video?
join the video that you were talking about.
Okay, environment video. Just
environment setup video.
so just see to it that.
One more question, Dr. Khan. Just wanted to know how Python alone has all these packages on this emerging technology. So how about other technologies? Why they are a bit lagging on the AI side? So the another question is it good to, because I'm from Java background. So if I want to start, if I want to focus on this, can I focus on Python or Go language or Node.js? I have full stack experience also. So Node, I'm quite familiar. So any suggestion on the Node side and Go lang point of view?
Okay. So your first question is like how Python is adapting all ML and Gen AI things, right? Or that particular
Yes.
AI ML things. That's your first questions. So
Yes.
that's first of all, it's a highly versatile and widely programming language. ML, the first of all, that's the Python. The Python's is made up of a lot of different libraries or the frameworks we talk about. Like so, Python having their own or inbuilt comprehensive libraries and the frameworks. Like if you yesterday I shown you or I just open about some documentations about like the scikit-learns. When we talk about the scikit-learns that provide us simple and efficient tools for data mining and data analysis concepts. So, and that totally depends on built on the NumPy and SciPy and the matplotlibs. If you might seen or if you refer about the uh, scikit-learns library or machine learning models library, we always called in day-to-day life as a machine learning model library. So, scikit-learn is totally made up of that particular documentation is totally made up of the NumPy. And NumPy is an inbuilt from the Pythons. SciPy is already inbuilt from the Pythons. Matplotlib is inbuilt from the Pythons. And one more thing is that is a TensorFlow and the Keras. Yesterday I talked about TensorFlow. So TensorFlow is an open source library for numerical computations and the Keras are high level neural networks APIs running on top of TensorFlow. And one more thing is that is a PyTorch. So it's again an open source machine learning library developed by that's the Facebook AI's research labs. A lot of dynamics approach to building and training neural networks. And for the Gen AI point of view, the transformer library by the Hugging Face. If I will show you about later on about the Hugging Face. Hugging Face is there. A lot of things. Even GPT-3 API is there. Uh, and data handling and processing, pandas, numpy, dask is there, and for the visualizations tools are there. Lot of different inbuilt libraries available. And for the this AI ML concepts policy as full stack developer or that particular things, I cannot say that you can go for the Python's uh, in depth or Python you will consider yourself as a majority. For that particular reasons, I always suggest that you can perform from the node or that JavaScript, whatever the things, I will never mind. But if you looking for a futures perspective about the Gen AI or the AI ML or the data science perspective point of view, obviously, uh, you always need a lot of extensions and a lot of supports from the other things. If you are going to be performed with the help of the JavaScript, or either you can go and perform with the node or that particular thing. So the Julia is also there. So from that particular things, you required a lot of extension or the patches. But for the Pythons, you have a lot of inbuilt libraries and the uh, uh, libraries who is specially designed for the ML, deep learnings, and the AIs. So for because of that, Python is adapted very fast to this upcoming technologies in the domain of the AI and ML. These are the main reasons because they have their own or the core libraries or the more the data manipulations, data integrations about that particular libraries, they have their own inbuilt libraries. Because of that particular reasons, they adapted too fast as compared to the other languages. And obviously, I will not suggest those who are working already for the full stack developer or that respective domains, those who are working, I will not say that you have to acquire the Python right now. But if you are looking for the transitions and if you are looking for this new technology, obviously you need to upgrade yourself with the Pythons, because the way we can perform the ML in C++ as well, in JavaScript as well, that's not an issue. But the easiest way we perform in Python, obviously, just if I need to create any model, simple model like linear regression is the first traditional algorithms. In Python, for example, I just required 4 to 5 lines of a code. This is just talking on point of code. But if I will uh, write in other programming languages, I need a lot of things to, first of all, that's to utilize, like just in simple, you might aware of, if people are using C++ or the Java or that different languages. If you have to write about the simple addition programs, obviously you need to write a lot of codes. For the print commands, you have to write not a single line of a code, but in Python's, obviously it's versatile and providing a easy to understand and easy to use. So that's why the Python adapted too fast in ML and DL or the AIML domain. So that is about the your question. So hope you understand it. Still you not, just let me know. I will share the lot of documentations once today's session over in your group, WhatsApp group. So be connected with the groups. I will share a lot of informations about Python as well. So don't worry about that. Yeah, Vijay Kumar, you want to speak? I think you raise your hand.
Yeah, just now I only questioned Khan, so I'll take it
Okay.
out. Question. You
Yeah.
answered my question. Still, I need some clarification. I'll
I
connect
will share that.
separately with you.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Fine.
So I just pasted in a group about the tutorial link or not. Let's have to check. Yeah, I just pasted, but you have to log in yourself from your account. Please take a note of that particular things. Let's. So that's, you can see that uh, Python SDK for the Gemini API is a connected the Google generative AI package that's installed with the pip command. If you are using the Jupyter notebook, you have to do it. Please take a note. I already did it this thing, so you have to just run about this code. Either you have to click and do the control enter. So you will see that's minus u Google generative AI. So it's going to be done it. So this package is going to be done it. If you want to read more, like whatever the Gen AI requirements or that particular things is required for that particular way, things we just added about this particular libraries. Then we have to move ahead with this particular things. This is a very important import pathlib about this particular things. You can just see to it this particular and just try to run it about this particular libraries so that you will get a little bit understanding about this libraries, what exactly uh, or why we are using about this library. I will try to just run it. This is tutorial is very simple. I will try to elaborate about each and every parts. Please like pathlib. That's the pathlib module is basically that's provide you about the informations or provide you an object oriented interface for working with file system paths, and it's allow basically you to manipulate your paths without worrying about the underlying operating systems. And the text wrap is this particular module is obviously is a function, or the module provides a function for formatting and wrapping text. Uh, and obviously I can ensure that the text fits within a certain width or add indentations about that. For that particular things we utilize about these two modules. And obviously that's importing google.genai or generative AI as GenAI. That's the module gives you the alias is GenAI for easier reference and is used for interacting with Google's generative AI APIs. So for this particular line of codes, why we returns to use for interacting with Google generative AI APIs. And obviously the IPI IPython.display import display and IPython.display import markdown. These two modules is which is used in Jupyter Notebook to display rich content. Uh, that can be used to display object, and markdown is can render text as a markdown. And we define one function here. You can see to it that in Python, whenever we have to define anything, so we have to write def. This is for whom those who are not quite familiar with the Pythons. So that's why I try to explain each line of a codes and just try to understand it. It's very easy to understand about these things if you are not quite familiar, but Python provide a lot of easy way to understand the things. So just in Python, whenever we have to define a functions, we have to write def. and the function name is to underscore markdown here. So that function converts given text into a markdown. Okay. We return about that particular things, formatted strings. So text is equal to, we return about the text dot replace, and obviously that's single quoted dot comma then asterisk. This line replace, or this particular line of a code will replace any bullet points in the text with asterisks, which are used for unordered list in markdown. And it's also adds two spaces before the asterisk to maintain proper formatting. So proper formatting point of view, we return this particular line of the codes, and obviously this is a function we define. The function name is to underscore markdown, and the parameter we set as the text. So please take a note of that particular thing so that you will understand. And obviously at the last we return about return, it's about the return markdown text wrap index, that text, that's the greater symbol, predicted lambda, that's of that particular thing. So this line is obviously the text wrap dot indented to add up block quote characters. That's character, that's, you see the symbol that's greater before each line of the next text, not next, sorry, my mistake. Before each line of the text, the predicate that's equal to lambda true parts ensures that the indentation is applied to every line. For that particular way, we return about this, and obviously the markdown wraps the indented text, so it can be displayed as markdown when rendered in a Jupyter notebook. So obviously, we utilize about this particular things. You can also see about this particular things, and just like I can show you if you want to get a better understanding about this. Like this is a sorry. So Google Colab is there. It will take a little bit time. It's because it's just first of all, I just given the name. So what I'm going to do about this, I'm going to copy this particular whole code about that. Just copy. Now I define about this function. So taking the next line, just sit with that. Going to define that's already taking one example. So it's from now text is equal to, I'm going to write about this particular things as the text is equal to this. Bullet. Item I can take as a I as a capital. So item 1, I will take as this particular thing as the so I just written about this particular things. Automatically you will get a suggestions. Markdown text, markdown down, that's text is equal to, that's your functions, and obviously it's coming as, so automatically you will get a few suggestions. That's yesterday we talk about like the how Gen AI is obviously whenever you are going to open any code, you will see that we did generate with AI. You can see that obviously. Now we have to run it this particular line of the code. So I'm getting about markdown is not defined. So what's the error we are getting? Markdown is not defined. So markdown is not defined. So why it's coming as the return down.
Sir, I think you have to import that library from IPython display.
Okay. Define macro text for index. I written about what? Text. Return text for dot indent. Right about this is something. Text wrap. Right only. Text. That's particular thing is written already. Let's just see. Should we have to remove it? So my mistake. Text wrap we not it. How it will work. So either you can do it's a markdown, that's also fine. But I just make a very simple because markdown we never use in this particular, so that's why I just define. But if you want to do use about the markdown, you have to define the markdown as well. So otherwise you will get an error because I not define about the markdown about that particular things. So we define the import text wrap. So that's why I just taken about. So because of that particular things, so the code display with the following markdown here. That's item one, item.
Sir, you're on mute.
You did mute me. Did mute me. Please don't do that. If anyone is there from the team, please don't do mute me. I'm sorry. I don't know how I went for the mute, but the Google.gen generative AI, that's again, I'm coming to that. Pathlib is using to manage file systems. Text wrap is using for formats and wrap text, and Google.generative AI interacts with Google Gen AI APIs and Python.display, that's display rich contents in the Jupyter notebooks, and to markdown display functions converts text into the markdown formatted. Obviously, if you have to do about the markdown, so then the markdown, this particular markdown will work definitely. Someone was commented as well. So the setup is particularly useful for to display nicely formatted text in your notebook or the Jupyter notebooks, especially when working with outputs for this is also Jupyter notebooks, but this is Jupyter notebook from Google Colab. This is not from the Anaconda. Please take a note of that particular things, especially when working with output from AI models or the another text data that you want to present in readable formats. Now let's run this particular things. So obviously, I think we run it. So you can see the time is also showing that's 4 seconds, 0 second. Now you can see that used to securely store your API key. So you have to run this particular things. So the from google.collab import data. Now always remember it one thing clearly here, that's if how we can create about the Google API. So this is very important step. Please take a note of that. This is a Google is providing the 60 query is free. 60 query is free. It's not 60 APIs are free. Please take a note of that particular things. So you when you have to click about this particular things, Google API key, you can see to it that it will directly give come here about to the setup about your API. Now here you can see that user Google develop your own environment. So get API key, you can do it. Get API. So already I have API key here. You can see to it that already I created. You have to click on create API setting. You agree the following applications. So if you want to learn more, you have to learn more about this particular safety setting and all the things. But you can go ahead directly and got it. So it will come as the you have to write about, or you can go ahead and just create about this particular things as the search Google Cloud project. For my first project about this, this is the way you can go ahead and create about this particular API key. So please do it. You can see that free of charge, set up a billing, view usage. So all I request that please create your own API key so that anyone can not do the problems. Again, I'm showing get an API key. You can see to it that get an API key automatically the particular page will come is here. So automatically you will create a new prompt or that new API key about that. So create a new prompt, chat prompt, get API key. So please create your API keys fast. Once API key is created, you are able to perform the other task. Please take a note of that particular things. Yeah, Ankita, that's already you told. That's but okay. That's I will zoom it little bit. So don't worry about it. I will zoom it. Hope now it's visible properly, Ramnish. So hope your API key is done it here. So already I have my API keys are here. So I'm just going to use about to, it's already, it's a given. So I'm just going to uh, use the different one things about here. So just see to it that code I just going to write here, one code. Not necessary, it's totally up to you. That's how you can do it, because it's already your use os.get environment Google API key. So that's why I'm going and performing this particular task. So I request all candidates or all the audience, please perform this task without, because this is not, we are doing any line of a codes here. It's a very simple things. So I'm just going to perform this task. First of all, I'm importing. So import OS, import OS. And once import OS, I'm going to OS dot. See, you can see that that's automatically will come as the environment. So it's coming as the, so this is the way you have to write it. So I'm not going to use about the user data dot get. So I'm just going to remove about this particular whole things clearly here. So taking about this particular and going and pasting my own API key. Please take a note of that. It start from, I think, A, whatever the API key you will get it. Please take a note of that particular things. Control C and Control B. This is something is going to be happen. So I did it here. if I will run it, let's say it will work or not, it's working properly. So this is my API key is I done it. Now the next step I'm moving towards about the, so I'm just going to remove about this GenAI that's config. I'm going to remove this particular line of the codes because it's clearly, it's going to be show you about like that's how you can use it. So it's clearly your use os.get environment to fetch an environment. So I directly use about this import os or os.environments get we're going to fetch this my API key clearly. Now this particular step, or sorry, I'm going to remove it. So let's again, I'm coming to run about this particular things. So it's Google API key is not defined. Why it's going error? Google API key is not defined. Dot environment I'm getting is that's my mistake. Please take a note of that particular things. It could be in a quoted or it could be in a either single or double. So then only it will might work. Yes. So what I did a mistakes, I can also do the mistake. You can also do a mistakes. Anyone can do a mistakes if you forget any single quoted or single things. So please take a note of that particular things. So just see to it that the environment os.environment os why we use about this import os, that's you should remember it because it's a very easy things and you should aware it's that's why we are using about this particular line of the codes like import os. So os is obviously we are using statement or this particular to import the OS module, which provides a way of, I can say that, interacting with the operating systems. An OS module provides a wide range of functions to handle file operations, directory managements, environments, variables, and modes. So this is a environment variables. We utilize environment about this access and modify environment variables. So file and directory management, price process managements, path operations, we are always using about this particular thing. So anyway, I'm looking for this particular still here. This I expect that's all candidate reach here. Anyone still facing difficulties? So just let me know so that I can guide them or I can suggest them like how we can do it. Please take a note if you have any difficulties or doubts. So just let me know. Or because it's very easy process, we have to just follow. Yeah, Pallavi, thank you. So now you can see to it that, but I'm going to change here a little bit. Now you're ready to call the Gemini API. Use list models to see the available Gemini models. So Gemini 1.4 optimize the high intelligence tasks, the most powerful Gemini models. 1.5 Flash optimize for multi-model use cases for speed, cost. So we have to just run about this particular little bit error might be you will get it, but that we have to ignore it. Warning, what we are getting list of the models we are getting about good warning. It's really getting an error.
You set the single quotes, Dr. Kant. You have to maybe use the actual key there, because it will take the literal value.
Raman Jenny about this list of the models if should work it. Just a minute.
Am I audible, Mr. Khan?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, you set the literal value of API key. The API key is not picked from the environment. You can actually set, if you're setting in single quotes, you can set the actual value there. The AIZ, right? You can put it directly to the API key because you are setting the actual literal value. It will not pick from environment.
So it's not taking. Okay, so we have to take this. Okay, I did a mistake. OS dot environments. Yeah, I got it. Stop. Environments. Yeah, it's working. So what I did a mistake, you can see that who suggested me about this?
This is Srinivas here.
Yeah, Srinivas. Thank you. Ritvik Nair, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're audible. Totally audible.
So when I tried running the code geni.configure, it's
Dot
now
config.
saying that Gen AI is not configured.
Have you run the above codes?
Yes,
You
sir,
already,
the import OS is working perfectly fine. But when I ran Gen AI,
have you written about the GenAI.configures, then API keys is equal to os.environ and the Google underscore API key in a quoted form properly? Just check it.
Oh, I haven't added the bracket.
Yeah. Or I can copy or paste it about that in a chat. So those who are getting a problems, please just see to it that.
But now it's still saying that Gen AI is not configured.
Where you are using in Google Colab, right? Have you imported this particular imported Google.generative as GenAI?
No, I haven't done that. Okay,
It's
I'll do
run
it.
already. If it is run and if you are not getting error, then obviously GenAI is already you enable. So I don't think that when you use about the GenAI dot, so how it's not possible. That's you will definitely get it. Just check it once the code again. Yes, who want to say something? Chandra Shukla.
Yeah, Dr. Khan, hi. So I don't know if I'm the odd one out here, or again, as a non-technical person, if you could maybe, while we are writing these commands, tell on the application side what would a particular command do, that will be really helpful. So say I could have generated the API key in first instance.
Your voice is little bit low. Just can you talk louder little bit?
Is it better now?
Not proper.
Yeah, so I'm saying, I don't know if I'm the odd one out here, for non-technical people, if you could maybe explain what is the application side of every command, that will be helpful. We'll be able to at least relate to it.
So you want to like I have to explain for the each command, right?
Yeah, so what would that command do? So we'll be able to relate to it.
Okay. Okay. So still Ritvik, you are getting error or now it's fine? It's running.
Sorry, I haven't imported this stuff, so.
It's working or not?
I haven't imported the Gen AI, so I'm just going to do that. I'm going to say.
Okay, fine. So list of the models I'm getting about, you can see that models Gemini dot AI dot minus 1.0 Pro. About this are the list of the models which is available about this particular thing. So just see to it that model or unicorn, that's fine. That's max temperature. I'm not looking because this is fine. We might get an error, but my main motive is that's about this models. Anyway, once that particular is done, uh, let's For text only prompts, use the Gemini Pro models. You can see that it's written about the Gemini 1 Flash, but it's given for text only prompts, use Gemini Pro. So you have to just change from this model. So like you can write about the Gemini. So the Pro model will come in a pictures, and obviously this will work. So the generate content method handle wide variety of, let's we have to write about something like what is the meaning of light is the question is written. Yesterday we saw about like the one part is if you want to open a restaurant, what to suggest me the name. So I just shown about the with the Google the Azure AI. So but here we are using about the Gemini AI. Let's we have to just write about what is the meaning of life. It's just a question is given. Just I'm right changing. Can you tell me future of generative AI? So sorry, might be a generative AI. Let's control into it. How it's going to be possible. So the response time we have to monitor it with that particular things. We can monitor response. Obviously, it's a free API keys, and obviously a little bit time more consumed. So CPU times use 9.2 milliseconds, 6.2 ms, total 102, and wall time is 9.61 s. So obviously we have to see that functions of that particular to mark down response of that particular text, how the response will come from that respective questions like we define here. So you can see that. So the future of Gen AI, continued advance in capabilities, enhanced models. About these are all the things particular or the output you can get it. This is if the API is failed to run the results, use generative. This is already alternate solution is given. But remember it, if it is not works, then we have to see to it that you can ask any questions to this particular things. I will ask about a write poem on Gen AI. So we have to write it something. This is the actual way we can create it. Question is small, time you can see the wall time. Again, you can run this particular things in a realm where data flows and new intelligent takes hold. Gen AI mind of bytes with bonds. So you can ask anything with your Gen AI. Now the prompt feedback. You can see the prompt feedback as well of that particular things. If still it's not working, Ritvik, let me know, or you can share your screen. Definitely, I will guide you. So don't worry.
Sir, could you show like the full code because
See, if possible, can you share your screen?
yeah, 1 second, sir. I'll try to.
Just please check it. If it is possible, share your screen. It will work definitely. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but I don't have like the code. Like, what should I write? Like, can you show the full code that I
Just a second. Just a second. Uh, First come to the first line. That's have you install about this. Pip install is done. The first one.
let me see.
Like install Python, install the Python SDK have as it is done.
No, 1 second, I'll do that.
So first install this particular -q-u Google dash generative AI. Then you do it first.
Okay.
Done. It is working. Now go to this.
Yes.
Go to the second, import the necessary packages and run that particular cell.
Okay.
If it will come as a tick of the right sign, that means it's working. If you go and just run that particular cells, so you have to run this particular cell.
It's loading. Yes, it's working.
Okay. Now come to this, run this particular things.
Yes, that's also working.
Okay. Now just have you set up your API key?
Yes, I have set up my API key.
You copied that API key?
Yeah, 1 second. Yes.
Okay. So just click after this one cell or code here. Insert a code cell below this particular and just write this import OS. I can copy and paste it. Just change the particular API key only. The rest would be the same. Only API key would be you have to change it. So in a chats, I just pasted import OS that in the second line os.environment and Google API key in a quoted with the square bracket is equal to in a quoted of the you have to input your own API key. Don't use my API key because after this I will delete it, so it will not work. So that's why.
Okay.
Or otherwise Google will find about you are using my API key. That's how the term and conditions in different system. If it works, obviously automatically it's a free API key. So it will terminate. So once that particular thing is done, you have to run it. If it will work, just let me know. Yes.
Yes, it's working.
Okay. Then again, write this. Already I pasted genai.configure. The first line you have to remove it. There was two line might be written. The first line you have to remove it. Only you have to take the genai.configure API keys is equal to os.environment in square bracket Google API and keys. Okay. Run it. It's working.
1 second. Let me see. Should I type my API key in there or not?
No. In a quoted, you don't have to enter API key. The API key is already. Yeah. You have to just write Google _ the whatever this you have to just copy and paste here. Don't paste API key, please.
Yeah, it's working. Okay.
Working, and then go to the run this cell. So obviously this will this will also work, but little bit some error you will get model in it is got unexpected. That's fine, but you will get about this. These are the models. You got the model list?
No, I don't.
Have you run this cell?
Yeah, I have run that cell, but I'm not getting the model list.
This one is working.
Yeah, that genai.configure is working. There's a tick.
API keys. Have you written API keys equal to os.environ?
1 second. os.environ.
Have you written API keys equal API key might be there, but have you written os.environ?
I just wrote it, yes.
And then run it, and then go and run this code.
1 second. It's showing that it's an error for genai.configure.
That's already I copied and pasted in the chats. Just you have to copy and paste it in your that place. Definitely it will work. Definitely. Just copy genai.configure. You can see that the square bracket is there. That in a quoted form you have to write it properly. You have to see to that os.envir on would be there.
Okay, 1 second. Let me check.
See the parameters and everything is written properly.
Parameters is all good. genai.configure equals os. It's all correct. But
It's working.
it's all correct, but it's not working.
Show me the screen. Show me the screen. Share your screen.
I'm actually taking this on my phone and I'm coding from my laptop. So
Okay.
1 second, I'll join on my laptop.
Okay. Sorry, it should work. What about others, guys? Your codes are working or not?
Yes, Dr. Khan, mine is working.
Sir, this is Vishwa and it is working for me.
Okay, fine. So just check it again. I already pasted. You have to copy and paste that same code in a chats. Already I pasted. So you have to just copy and paste that code.
Yes, code, doctor, this is my screen.
Yeah, you shared, I think. Just let's have to see to it that. AI key, Gen AI. Just a little bit zoom it. Yes, boss. That's fine. So Google API underscore key. Just see to it that that particular thing says the key you written about Google underscore API.
No, this is missing the previous step. There is no OS environment setup.
The
Like you
apostrophe
added
is
one.
not required probably. Google underscore API is written in apostrophe.
Go to the above step first. Just show me the above step. Little bit. Yeah, go above. So OS dot environment Google underscore API.
There's a typo. Google is which type?
Yeah, Google. See, here you written GOOLGE, and in the next you written about that. That's why. That's why. Underscore. Yeah. Now it will work.
Okay.
Run it first.
Run it.
Run this import OS. That line first run, then go to the second line. Otherwise, if the above code is not run, it will not consider the Google underscore API, and you will get again an error. Yeah, now it's
Dr.
working. Now go to the next line. Yes, please.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
Primanshu. Yeah, sir,
Yeah,
I was
please.
just requesting that will it be possible for you by that to share this collab sheet? So we will have it for our reference as well going forward.
Yeah, I will share it. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you, sir.
See, I am also doing the same because I'm doing the same practical along with you. So don't worry about that.
Yes, doctor,
I'm not.
can I show you?
Yeah. Now your screen is done. So just see to it that if little bit typo or error or something we do it, then obviously you will get a problem. So the error you might see. Now let's obviously the Google API is done. Everything is done. You can come to directly about the questions about write poem on Gen AI. I just written about this, and you can check it your prompt and your response. But after the response, you have to see that what Google is having. That's the beauty of the Google. That's response.prompt.feedback. When you are coming to response.prompt.feedback, you will see that response candidate about this particular things, candidates about the in a real where data flows about this particular things. That's negligibles, harm category, that's probability is negligibles. I'm going to change my prompt here. Just see to it that how this model is advanced. Yesterday I just explained about one story about you and your pet. The pet is going to be sit with a different, so try remember and he learn about the bad languages or that particular thing. So obviously the parameters we have to set up. Same the LLM model is set up about the parameters. So like if I will write about to do it about this, like how to insult someone. Sorry, don't take it anyone wrong about this. This is just want to show you about. This is just example. Please don't take it negative anyone. Please take care of that particular things. How to insult someone about this. If I will run about this is my prompt or the questions. Obviously my GPT will provide, not GPT about this is Gemini will provide about this. Insulting someone is never the right thing. It's important to respect. Otherwise, even if you them, there are many ways to express your disagreement without responding. If you aware, it's when I written about in chat GPT yesterday. I already shown about this, so that's why I'm not doing. There is something is going to be responded, but how Gemini is there. Now again, I'm going to the feedback. Now here, response candidates, you can see that. Insulting is that, finish, reason, role model. It's a harm category, sexually explicit, negligible. Harm category, hate speech, negligible. Harm category, about this you are getting about that particular things as well. So just take a note of that particular things about what kind of a response you are getting when you are asking a prompt or the questions about to your model, or this model is Gemini Pro, to how to insult someone. But he is saying that there are many ways to express your disagreement without resorting to insults. So obviously, as yesterday I shown about one story about like you have to train a model. So he should not provide the negative results. He should provide the positive result. So this is just one examples about want to elaborate with all of you. So just like I can write about what is life, as I'm coming to again the same questions, or you can copy and paste in the say next line with new questions, and you can do it a lot of things. So this is just a one model, how it works with your questions you created. You written a line of codes. Obviously, the Google Colab will help you. Obviously, with the same way, definitely we have to perform about something more about this models, and you will get about this particular thing. So you can see to it that. Let's we have to come to the response model generate content. What is the meaning of light streaming? So stream is true, like by default the model returns a response after completing the entire generation process. You can also stream the response as it's being generated, and the model will return chunks if the response as soon as the generated stream. So let's first of all, I'm coming to this particular output. What output you will get it about this particular things, so that you will get the better understanding about or the difference between the using the stream or not using stream about this particular things. And you can see to it that here we written about this particular things. For chunk in response, print chunk text, print, that's into 80 about this. What kind of a difference you will see to it that. So just see to it that first of all, let's I have to elaborate the stream. The time is obviously it's showing about the time or that particular thing. That's I'm not looking for the elaborate that particular things, but you will get about the response about that particular stream is true. This is an optional parameters where it's gone. Yeah, stream is equal to true. So this is an optional parameter that suggests the response should be streamed. Streaming means that the response might be generated and returns in parts rather than waiting for the entire response to be generated before returning it. This can be useful for generating early parts of the response more quickly. So that's why we are using about this particular things. And the next line of the codes, whatever we return about this, you should try to understand about like for chunk in response. Now, the snippets used to process and display the stream response from a models. So like for chunk, for loop is obviously using about chunk in response. So the line set up a loop to iterate over the response object, which is assumes to be an iterables or generators that yield chunk of text. In the models of the generate content, what is the meaning of live? Like stream is true, we written about here. So is likely producing parts of the generated text in a stream manners. And the chunk dot text, the text attributes each of chunks in the response. It assumes that chunk is an object with a text attribute that probably contains a portion of the generated content. And we written about this is this last line about the into 80. This line prints a separate line consisting of 80 underscores. So you can see that 80 underscore after 80 underscore character, it is used to visually separate the chunks of the text being printed. So just try to understand about this particular things. And what is the benefit of using of the streamline or the stream is equal to true. So sometime we have to use it. So a chunk refers to a segment or portion of the full response generated by the models when streaming a response. So that the model does not generate and return the entire response all at once. Instead, it produces the response in a smaller, manageable pieces, which we refer to as chunks. Like you can see that the meaning of life is a philosophical question that has been pondered by the humans for thousands. For examples, now, if I will go ahead again about this particular things, so you can see to it that this particular how it's going to be coming about this particular way. So if it is a needed about this, again, I'm coming to this particular things. Response model dot generate content. What is the meaning of light stream is again true, it's written, but here it's a response prompt feedback. We have to calculate it. Feedback we have to calculate it about this particular things. We have to response prompt feedback. So try response exceptions as incompletion error. Please let the response complete iterations before accessing the final accumulated. So when you apply the response stream is true, you will not get like the here about this particular output, about that particular as the response or whether it's harm, because it's not a complete output you are getting about this particular way. So that's why you are getting incompletion error. Please let the response complete iterations before accessing the final. So that's why we are getting this particular output or this particular way. So this is the beauty of the model. Like you can do it in a whole way. You want the particular output in a particular step or applying the steam or that particular things. So just remember it. So let's we have to move ahead about this particular things. Now coming to the next part of this practical implementations. The first one we saw about how we can create a models who can provide the information from text to text. Now we are going to perform or create a model who is capable to generate a text from image. Text from image. See, in a free of that particular things, obviously you will get about that particular, and you can do vice versa from that particular, and obviously a lot of line of codes we have to write for creations of this particular models or the projects. So generate text of from image and text inputs. So it's a very simple. This is something I will copy a few more images here. So I can write about Google images, cat playing. So just I'm going to take any image about this particular things. Any image which I like it's most. Without providing any prompts. Sorry. So suppose this is, I just saved one thing's image about this particular. Now, this is one image is also there. So I load about this particular things. First you load about this and then you have to go at pill image. So you are getting about this image. Now let's what your model is telling to you. So for this particular, you have to use the Gemini 1.flash model and pass the image to model with generate content. So we have to move ahead with the same model. Otherwise, the other models are also there. Please take a note of that particular things. It's not like only this model will help you. It's very, very important. Like you should aware about the concepts behind this. Like you can use the other models that Gemini Pro Vision is also there. if you use about the Gemini Pro Visions, it's also provide you the output. So please, the vision model from the Gemini. We have to see that about the response model generate content image to markdown response text. So it will take a little bit time. So the emoji shows two glass containers filled with the rice, broccoli, carrots, chicken. One container is filled with the cooked chicken, broccoli, carrots, and small. I'm using the different model first of all. So Gemini, I'm going to use about that Pro Vision model. So Gemini Pro Vision models. Can I get the same response here or any differences I will get? Because this is a different model. So what's getting about the error? Return to response version supported all list models of available.
Vision spelling may be wrong. Vision.
Oh, my mistake. Sorry. Thank you for that's now I think it will work. All so see to it that this model and the earlier models. We use two models to generate the informations. So this is in this model we are getting very less informations if I'm not wrong about this particular things. So we are getting about this particular things as the provisions. So these are the meal prep container chickens, brown rice, broccoli, and bell peppers about this particular thing. So just remember it. If you are using the same Gemini 1 Flash, obviously you can use it. So kept as it is. I'm not going to take it, but I'm going to take the other images here. So this image is that's cat images there. I uploaded. Yeah. So how you can do the uploading and anything, say anything in Google Colab, you have to come here, go to the right click anywhere here and upload it. Go to the upload, whatever the image you want to save it or whatever things you have to upload it. Make sure whatever the format JPG, JFIF or that's PNG, a lot of formats we know that about that particular thing. So I just taken the images cat.jfif. So I'm going to use about this, or I can use the copy path. So you can do the copy path and just provide about this particular things where it's image about this particular as the about the copy path. Directly you can write as a cat, and what is the format is JFIF. So you can see that this is the image which I feel. Now Gemini Provision, I'm also using continuously Gemini Provisions. That's what this model is telling you. You can see that, or not about this pictures or this image, what your model is telling to you. So it's returning as a cat playing with a toy. Now, if I'm using this model, what I will get a results. So just see to it that. See to it. Done here. Now coming to again here. Obviously, this is something advanced model, LLM model, large language model. So this is a cute picture of a cat playing with a toy. It looks like the cat is really enjoying itself. The toy is colorful, further wound with bells on the end. The cat is batting at the toy with his paw and looking at it. It's great to see animals enjoy themselves being playful. So just see to it that and try to understand about any image, any particular image. It's going to be cat. If I will write about the Spartan, if I will take any image about this, for example, this image, if I will take it, save image, this particular Sparta, I given the name. I'm coming here, moving, upload it here. And this is my in a picture folder. So I can take the upload it. Some warning will be get it, but let's ignore that particular things. So Sparta will come is here. You can see that. So I can just write Sparta.jpg. So Sparta, whatever the name would be there, JP. If you are not comfortable, you have to just see that Sparta.jpeg. So you have to
It's
see to it.
SPATA.
Sparta. Yeah. That's true. Sparta. Now control enter it. So just given the name of that particular image, Sparta.jpg, you can see the image. Now if I'm going to run with the Gemini and 1 flash, so obviously my model is going to be work for this particular things. So the response, you can see that this image shows a Spartan warrior in full armor standing at the front of the line of the soldiers. He is holding spear in whatever the image is going to be represent is you can utilize it about that image, and obviously you will get the understanding about that particular steps. So this is just example about how your models, two models we saw utilize here about the Gemini provisions and the Gemini 1.5 flash. The 1.5 is something advanced output we can get it. So this is without any passing any prompt. Only I just pass the image to my models and my model is providing me the informations. But when I'm going to pass any inputs or any prompts for the image as well, just like response is equal to the model dot generate that's content. And if I will write, I will say that write a short note engaging blog post based on this picture. It should include a uh, description of the meal in the photo and talk about my journey meal preparing. So obviously this is not about I'm going to take it. Obviously I'm going to write a short note bring blog based on these pictures only. I can take this particular out and I can say that also tell about life of Spartans. So this is some uh, prompts we provided for the image, what exactly you require to create any blog or any particular thing. So we have to. Earlier it was a meal. So the Sparta splits a legacy of discipline and the courage. This image a powerful representation of Spartan various embodies spirit of. So whatever the data is your Gemini models or this particular model, uh, 1.5 flash is trains, obviously it's going to be utilized. So just see to it that. So this is the image, a powerful representations of Spartan warriors embodies and spirit of civilizations known for its unwearying disciplines and unmatched courage. This men were not just soldiers. About that, whatever you want it, you can do it. So two things we saw. The first what we saw about this text to text, and the second one we saw about the hands-on about uh, image to text, or if some extra prompt you return, you write, you can utilize it. My main motive to showcase about this demonstrations or this hands-on is about you understand that you can create your own LLM model as well. Just like with the help of this simple free API keys and free that particular thing. So I'm moving further ahead and just coming to this particular step, and that is we can talk about the so let's first of all I have to stop sharing my screen and to share it. Yes, Ritvik, still you are getting give the message
So
in
when
Hindi.
Dr. Khan, when you try to generate the content of the image, there's an error. How do you fix that?
Here you are getting error.
Yes, yes, Dr. Khan.
How? What you did so that you are getting using about this proper model?
Yes,
Have you run about this? Have you run about this cell?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. The image is proper. Whatever the image or the name would be there. Are you
Yes.
written or kept as it is? That's meal image.
The image is working, but the content is not getting. It's not working. The content, generate content image.
Yeah, thank you, Pallavi. Let's. Can you share your screen so that I can come and see about what exactly the problems you are facing?
Okay,
Because
one second.
in a coding or that particular stuff, so obviously we have to see to it that that particular stuff.
Okay. Once again.
So, how's guys? What about your experience about the Gen AI? This is something the demo, the main part we will see right now, where anyone can create your own LLM models. That's the more important, interesting part we will see. Little bit zoom, please. My eyes is not catching that you're because my model is not trained about that particular. So response is equal to what you written. Response is equal to
Model.
model is equal to Gen AI dot generative AI Gemini dot flash. So response is equal to model dot generates. What error you are getting? To markdown dot response dot text. Okay. What error you are getting? Show me the last line of the error. Generative AI beta API key expired. See it with that. Your API key is expired. That's why you are not getting.
Okay.
Just see it with that. So renew the API key, please, and you can renew it. That renew means you can use it again. That particular create it and do this practically. So hope everyone understand about like how we can do it. Let's I hope my screen is not visible or not visible. Yeah, again I'm sharing. So hope my screen is visible now about this particular thing. So we can move ahead. Yeah, move ahead with the next part. One more part is they were given about that particular. You can see that chat conversations Gemini enables about, so you can create about this particular history and do it's about this particular. But actually the time will pass. So I want to show you some thing about like how many tokens is going to be count here. So this is something about the what is that meaning of life. So you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yesterday I talked about that is converted into the tokenizations. Whatever your statements or your line of that particular things, you can see to it that I think I will get an error or because yeah. So just like if I will write, can you tell me future of generate AI? I can write AI. So you can see that it's 9. So can you tell me future if I'm writing about this particular things, me future, what will be my tokens? You can see to it that so again it's showing about the no. So how is the model is very much trained about this. So can you tell me future of Gen AI? So you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and obviously the question mark is there. So that's 9 would be there. So that's why total tokens, as I already yesterday during the explanations of that, someone was asked about natural language processing. So in that explanations, I try to provide you about the tokenization concept. Whatever your paragraphs or whatever the things is going to be there, it's going to be divided into the number of tokens. So that large language will have context window, and the context length is often measures in terms of number of tokens. So this is about that tokens is going to be created about that particular things. So this is one more thing. So embedding is also there. Technical represent information list of floating numbers in an array. So this already I explained it. If you want to, you just run this particular results. Obviously, you will get about the results in the embedding coding, whatever the PPT I just shown you. The same things is taken from this documentations, and obviously you can utilize it. So the request, like you can see that advanced use cases as well, but as I have a very time limit, because 2:30 or max 2:40 we have to continue the sessions. So we have to see some creations of our own models, like with the help of same Gemini, uh, Google Gemini, or this particular, with the help of this particular things. After seeing this, at least you will get understanding. You can create your own model as well. This is obviously you created your model, but you cannot deploy. So after creations of this, at least we should go and deploy a little bit. So I request each one of you, please go ahead and just those who have that particular things. I don't know whether you people using Anaconda, Pythons, and VS Code together or not. That is required to perform the tasks. If not, please install it, because the VS Code we have to go and set up the environment. So the VS Code is very, very nice and very easy to utilize. And at one place, we can use multiple tasks. So that's the beauty of VS Code. I'm going to perform here. So I'm coming to here about something. Gemini. Yeah. So I'm coming to create about something. First of all, Gemini.ai. So that's moving towards with me this particular things, or whatever the thing is there, I can save this particular things as it is. Control S. On a file, open a folders. Gemini underscore AI is that nothing. The folder is empty. So I'm coming to open about this particular folder. So you can see to it that yes, trust the authors. I told about to trust the authors. So once you go here, go to the Control Shift and P. Please take a note of that particular things. Control Shift P. I will move ahead about this, and this particular things. Just a minute. Yeah, sorry for inconvenience. Yes, in a VS Code, we have to go ahead and perform it. This task. So just see to it this particular things. This is I just taken one folder here. First of all, yeah, Mr. Ramnesh want to ask something. Yes, Ramnesh, you want to say something? Can you hear me? Because okay, fine. That's if no questions, then that's fine. So let's here to see to it that later you can also perform those who not install about that respective things. No worries. I'm not going to use a lot of codings here. On a few line of codes I will utilize here. So just take a note of that particular things so that, oh, sorry. It's the problem. Let's, so this Gemini, I'm going to utilize it about this particular things. Is it screen visible now? All can see that about this VS Code. I just open a VS Codes. If you want, you can install from the, it's a free open source. Just go in a Google and write VS Code, download. You will get the latest versions. You can download the Anaconda as well. The Python is also required to create the environment and everything. So first of all, Control Shift P. I'm going to with the Control Shift P. So the welcome message I can grow it because I'm not talking about the Control Shift P. This particular. Okay. Yeah. So Control Shift P, I can go ahead about here. Control Shift and P. You can see that one is the Python select interpreter and Python create environment here. Please take a note of that particular. The one is a select interpreter. So interpreter first you have to go. I will try to select my interpreter as the Conda because Conda is providing a lot of very nice things. I can say that about that particular things. The global is also there. So the procedure you can just see to it that. So whatever the thing is given, Control Shift and P. Go to the select Python interpreter. The Conda is there, recommended is there, but I'm selecting here about the Conda. So you can see that reactivating terminals is going to be happening at the down, reactivating terminals here. Now just see to it that what we can do here about to create about that particular stuff. So what this particular thing is done. Going with the terminals about this particular new terminal. So the new terminals at one place, you will see a lot of stuffs. So as a developer point of view, if you are looking to deploy your any models or anything, VS Code is a better options. The best option about, yes, anyone want to say something, please?
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So this is terminal. I open it. GenAI. The folder I selected, the path is there. You can go with the command prompt. CLS, clearing the screen about the basic command of that particular things. I'm going to check my Python minus version first of all. So it's 3.212 this particular things. So Conda create or Conda deactivate. See, my environment is already created here. Conda, that's env1 is already created here. So I'm just moving towards about to Conda deactivate. So the Conda, the environment is going to be deactivated. You can see that earlier it was env ve1 is the name of my what I can say that environment. Now I just did about that particular thing. So Conda create minus a name Python equal to 3.12 minus y. So after doing this particular things, automatically, see again, I did a mistakes. So I will go ahead again and do performing again. So you can see that I just define about the Conda activate Python about this particular things. So Conda, I'm again going to CLS about this particular things. So Conda create minus name I can give as the Google Gemini. This is the name of that particular things. Python equal to 3.12 minus y is so what automatically it will consider about the version or you will not get a in future problem. So again, I'm going to this particular. So the new environment is going to be created and the name is Gemini. You can see that. So downloading and extracting packages here. Everything is going to be happening here. Just see to it that the for in activating, it's going to be to activate this, use Conda activate Gemini and deactivating. This is the command. So just see to it that, so Conda activate Gemini. When I enter it, automatically my new environment is going to be set up Gemini. So CLS. That's first thing. You have to set up the environment. Once the environment, same procedure you can follow with this Anaconda prompt and you can perform this. You can do it with the CMD. You can do it. Why I'm using about this particular Visual Studio? Because I can run my Python script. I can use the work for the command prompt. I can use for the requirements.txt, lot of things at one place I can do it. So for developer point of view or deployment point of view, the VS Code or Visual Studio Code is the better options as comparing to all the platforms, because this particular things per platforms will provide lot of hands to yourself, so you can perform a multiple tasks at the same time. So hope everyone understand it. Still anyone having any queries, questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I shown you about 2 times. Earlier, I forget to give the name of environments. Now, I sometime in old VS Code, so that some places you will get the environment file as well. But nowadays, it's not going to be show automatically. It will come as the, because we are not going to use any that particular file. Automatically, the environment will be there. And at some places, you will get the file as well, folder Gem AI. So that's totally acceptable. So please take a note of that particular things. Now I'm going here about this particular things about on creating one folders, that is a requirements.txt. So requirements.txt I just created here. Just see to it that what we can do about that particular folder or that particular things. Please take a note of that, so that we can perform the task and all these particular things, and we will get about the required particular stuff. So just see to it that what we can do here about this particular things. So I can just copy and paste from my old this particular thing. So I'm using this particular things, or you can write about Streamlight to streaming your model or to getting the output. Google Generative AI, just we use about this from the documentations. You can take it, Google Generative AI, that's already available. That's we did it just ago. Then again, the particular step is Python dot environment. So the environment is needed. So this particular things is important to develop it. Always don't forget Control S to save this particular file. Otherwise, it will not work. Please take a note of that particular things. Now this is done here about this particular things. The till here I just written. You can write it manually. Streamlight. You can write Google Generative AI, Python. Now here, once it is saved, I'm just going to run about pip. This is a command, pip install -r, pip install -r, your file name, and remember it's for the requirements file, you need a proper requirements.txt. The no spelling mistakes is going to be acceptable. It's not like you can create in a short form required.txt. No, the file name should be proper requirements.txt. So you should always see that spell mistakes or spelling mistakes. Don't forget or don't hesitate to search on a Google's or any particular chat GPT or any models. Why this particular, is there any spell mistake or short form is fine or not? So requirements dot txt. So pip install -r, you can see that it's going to be installed. Just see with this particular things. So it's going to be installed in the respective environment, and this whatever the required module I need with that particular thing is going to be installed in the respective environments. And it will take a little bit, some seconds or some minutes, some time. It's about the, you can see that a lot of packages are there, paid, smart, safe, lot of packages are available according to that particular thing. So it will take a little bit times about this particular things. And always don't forget to use about the command prompt, only the command prompts where you can do it very handy and very easily. So it will take a little bit times. So don't lose your patience. Some or you thought like it's stop, what should I do, or that particular. So you can see that the particular thing is going to be installed here. Now I'm coming to the next part of my this particular. I'm going to create one more file here, and that file is name of sorry. What's the file name I can give as this particular? So .env. .env. I'm giving to going to write about .env. So .env is nothing but about, you can do it about the .env file. It's very easy to understand and remember about this particular file because it's required to perform that particular practical implementations or about that particular things. Otherwise, you will get a problems to understand about this, like how we can perform the task. So in this particular things or in this particular file, you need to apply about this Google API keys. So that I'm going to copy that particular from my this particular dot environment. So I can copy this particular. This is my, you can also copy it if required it. So Google API, but this particular thing should be removed here. So this is Google API. I just did it, perform it. Whatever your API key is there, that's already I shown how to create it. So this is done it. You can also do the control S. Once done, requirements, how we can create, .env, how we can create. You can go and create one more file. That's, I can write app.py. Just I write about .py, already the Python is coming here and coming to here. Now this is the very important step, very important procedures we are going to follow here from this particular point of view. So please take a note of that particular things, how I can do it. So first I'm going to write about this is a control of that particular things. And many people are asking like how you will get about the idea or informations about this particular, like what particular things or we can create it. So obviously one thing you should always remember it, you can search with the Googles, the creating the LLM models or deploying this coming from the brain or the mind. But obviously you can take the help, the chat GPT is there. So you can take the help, like I need to create models just like chat GPT where I can input my questions and I will get a little bit output as a result. So this is something, the idea you can take from a lot of platforms are available in India. Thousands of platforms are available where you can take a lot of learnings things. So let's coming to the Q&A. So Q&A or question and answer chatbot. This is for the comment perspective chatbot, and I can use from langchain.llms large language models import open AI. Import open AI. Or you can don't need to write the comments, you can import Gemini, I can use it, so that's fine. That's, I'm not going to write about this. That's totally. So let's, I can move ahead with the next line of the codes about this. So let's, I'm going to write here fourth one as from dot environment. You can see that dot environment is automatically comments import load dot environment. So this is done it. This is
So
load.
line 2 and 3 are blank.
Yeah, I kept as it is to give a space little bit. If you don't want, you can keep backspace. That is also fine. I just make a separate so that if any comments required, I can use add a comment as well. So for that particular reasons, I just make a separate between the lines. So that's why it's
Okay.
not necessary.
Thank you.
Yeah. So load dot environments I kept as it is. So this is something I written about. This is comments as the take environment. Sorry if spelling mistake is any happening. So variables from dot env. So that's why we taken about this particular. So again, I can write about the import Streamlight. Lot of libraries there. Streamlight as ST. So you can see that import OS is also required. OS and import pathlib is also required. That's already we saw this particular import text drop. Import text is also required. Importing Google Gen AI. So import Google dot generative. Automatically you will get it as Gen AI. Now from IPython dot same library, I'm going to use it as it is as here. Generative AI as Gen AI from Python. This is, I think, I did a mistake. Generative as Gen AI. Okay, this is, I did a mistake because this is a display. Uh, that's the problem. I thought like why we are getting error from IPython dot display. Yes, import display, and from IPython dot display import markdown. That's already you aware it. So defining about the function, that's already you see to it aware it about that particular thing. So I can go ahead and just copy that particular things as it is. So that's particular stuff. I'm going to copy it so that it will save a little bit time about this particular things. So that's already I have. It was defined to markdown text. Text is equal to text dot replace. About that's already we saw about that particular explanations. The same thing I'm going to use it, but going to deploy our own local host. That was totally we are getting about. So this is something we are getting, but something we have to write it about here so that we will get about little bit idea and informations. Is done it. Defining is done it. Let's I can again enter it here. Content where we I don't need internet there. So OS, yes. The OS dot get environment. Yes, get environments. That's I can write as the Google underscore API underscore key. Just check the spelling mistake as well as from your end. So Gen AI dot configure API key. That's already you aware it. OS dot get. We did it already. Environment. OS dot get environment. Google underscore API underscore key. So we done it here. Gen. Let's I'm using some function load open AI Open AI model. Open AI model and get response. Get response functions to load OpenAI model and get response. OpenAI model, that means we are getting about the Gemini AI. So defining the functions, defining get underscore Gemini underscore response. That's question. So model get underscore Gemini underscore response. Questions model is equal to GenAI dot generative AI model. Generative AI models, that's Gemini Pro. I think we use Pro. We have the multiple models. So response. That's already all the codes we are taken from this Google Colab, and we are going to create our own response is equal to in a local host model dot generate content of the question return response dot txt or text. So initialize our Streamlit. This is important. Streamlit app. st dot we imported Streamlit, right? Did I just st dot set. That's already you will get a set page configurations. Whatever the framework, or we can say that is the local host page, you will see that page will looks like, and the page title will be what. So I can write about the page title. Lot of parameters is given. So Q and A demo. So done it. So st dot header. So we can take as the Gemini application. Gemini and applications input is equal to st dot text underscores input is there, I think. Yeah, text underscore input, and that would be the input E is equal to, that's input so submit key. I can go ahead submit button. Also I have to create it, submit button. So st dot button like I can write about the ask your question or ask question also. That's fine. Now there is, I'm going to apply if ask button is clicked. So I'm going to use about the if submit that we can take as the response equal to get Gemini response input. So your Gemini functions that's already you written about that particular, you can see that Gemini about that particular get Gemini response. This function will going to be work out here, and for because of that you will get it. So st, I will explain again about that subheader. I can write as the response is get space. So st dot streamline dot write the response. So this is about the code we return it. So this is something, obviously a lot of things are copied from this Google Collabs. We not taken about like all the things is going to be defined. It's here. You can see that everything is given. Model generate or Gemini Pro. That's model response model generate what is life. So here we define about that particular things. Obviously this is a similar kind, but your own local host you will get it. That is the main agenda of creations of this particular things. First of all, that's control S. You have to apply it. Without control S, it will not don't go for the run and all the things. So load spell load. Load spell load. What's I'm not getting about that load spell load. Spelling is any mistake about maybe there is something spelling mistake, but I will get about that when I will run about this. So again, I will go here about that. If you close it, oh sorry, why should I close it? Again, going to terminal, new terminal is here. Going with the CMD or already is there. CMD, or you can close that particular CMD and go directly this. So you can see to it that this CLS. So we have to write the command or something where the particular output we can achieve it, because the output is important for the to see that whether we are getting the proper output or not, because it's very important about that particular point of view. Otherwise the problem is we are getting about that streamlight run app.py. So I'm going to show you the screen, full screen, because it's required. Why I'm not showing the whole screen, because the reason behind of that particular not showing about whole screen is because that time when I will read about chats or something, my background is going to be out. So that's why. So we can see with that. Till here we return it. Obviously might be it will get in some error or something, pathly about that particular things. Anyway, we have to check it. Or display is also something. Python object is all front end. That's so streamlight run app.py. It's going to be run it, or I will get a little bit outputs. It will say that's allow or something. So I'm just closing this particular things because my office is not going to be. You can see that how I created my local host. My local host, you can see that. Hope my screen is visible with everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just created my own LLM model here, which is capable to give. So just like what is the capital of India, if I will write is ask your question. So it's running. You can see that. So the response is New Delhi. If I will write about tell me the future of AI or Gen AI in different domains. I'm asking this, so ask your question. So you can see that, and obviously I'm using about the free API keys. So sometime it will lag, sometime you will get a not a proper answer, or sometime it will get, but now it's working properly. You can see to it that. So the response is healthcare, personalized medicine, GenAI will analyze vast. So let's see how my AI model is working here and how I'm getting appropriate. And I just, you can see that localhost 8501. You can see to it that this particular things. And as you can see that question and answer demo. So hope everyone get the idea about like how we created. You can see that local URL, network URL about this particular things. You can now view your Streamlight app in your browsers. And my browser is completely working proper way it's working. You can see to it that. Suppose if I'm giving or copy Control A, Control C and providing you, let's check from your end it's working or not. I will share this. Don't worry about that. I will share the code as well. You can just click whatever I shared it. My link localhost 850, whether it's working or not from your end, just let me know. Just go ahead and check it, whether it's working or not, or whether you are getting a DNS error or what some error you are getting, or directly it's working. Not working. Yeah, obviously it's not because a local hosting we applied, we're not applying the public hosting, so that's why you will not get an output or that particular. So this is the security also you will get it. But if you need to open source for everyone or any organizations, you have to. Okay, yeah, I will share right now. So don't worry about that particular things. See to it that I can Control A, Control C, and I can provide you the code as well. Control V. So I just pasted in a chat. That's fine. Or you need any other way? You can see to it that. So just see to it that. Hope everyone get the good experience like creating our own. So requesting that's all should go ahead and do this creations of this LLM models for your own local host, and you can utilize and you will get experience like when we are going to pay API keys or for the particular Docker. If you similarly you can deploy in a Docker, you can deploy in the AWS, or you can deploy in the Azure's. Similar way it's going to be works. If I will ask about what was who won 2024 T20 World Cup, you can see that. So it's a simple, the 220 world was not taken a place yet. So there is no winner at this time. So just see to it that what response I'm getting, because model, it's as I told that model, how the model is there. If the model is not trained, model not having that information, so obviously you will not get the exact about that informations. Okay. Because your model's training data should be there. So that is a very, very important part. If you are going to ask about that particular things, you can see to it that.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Khan, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, is it possible for you to share the Visual Studio project?
Yeah, I will share it. Don't worry about.
Thank you.
You the code right now. I already pasted in a chats. If you need later on as well, I will share my GitHub link directly, so you can download that directly and copy and paste, and definitely it will work. Just you have to change the API keys. Nothing, any extra efforts you have to do it. You can do it later on as well.
Okay. Dr. Khan, may I ask a question?
Yeah. Go ahead. Okay, as of mine on. Yeah, please go ahead. Okay,
this is Subramaniam from Chennai. Now we are querying data from the established models by Google or Microsoft. Is it possible to develop our own data? For example, I have a lot of financial data or medical data, which we process day in and day out for more than 4 or 5 years. and I have close to 2 terabytes of data. Okay. And is it possible to have that as a data lake or a data bank? And then from there, if I query, for example, what is the average age of this patient from these medical records? So what is the frequent diseases or frequent medicines taken by any patient from the set of data what I have? Is it possible to have my own data and build an LLM?
Yes, 100%. 100% you can create a large language models. Subbu, right? Subbu, who asked the question.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's you can create your own LLM models using your own data. This involves several steps like including data preparations, model selections, the training and fine tunings, uh, like data collections, like you have to gather the data, uh, pre-process about the data, like clean the data by removing the noises. A lot of EDA we have to do it for the data, and choose a pre-trained models. A lot of like models, GPT-3, GPT-4, BERT, or T5 are the commonly used. Even this Gemini is also we can use it. Uh, Model libraries, obviously like Hugging Face, transforms to access pre-trained models. So there is a final lot of steps we can do it already. I did a lot of projects for the organizations, those who are having their own data, and they ask because my organizations is providing that kind of a results. So fine tune the models. We have to set up the fine tuning models, and we can do it. 100% we can do it, and we can get the output as well about that particular things. So
Okay.
it's very easy possible about like, but the obviously you're more about the models. I can say from the transformers you have to improve GP2 to tokenizer, LMHE, head models, lot of other models you can use it. But definitely, but the main thing is that your file path, your data should be in a proper format. Your data should be a clean data should be, you have to do the NLP process as well as before applying the LLM models. And it should be stored either in any format, whether it's CSV, Excel, or either you can store in a database, which is SQL format, structured query formats, or any kind of a formats. Your models are capable to read the data and provide according to the informations. It's 100% possible. It's not like the not possible for your own data. You are not supposed to create the LLM models or large language models.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I will show you. You have to create .env file. No, .env. For .env, you can see that you have to just Google API key and just copy and paste it and save it. Don't forget to do the Control S, because the Control S is the key where we have to perform the task. Please take a note of that particular things. And because we have to use in the app.pi.load environment, so that environment is going to be utilizing that your API key. Please take a note of that particular thing. Then it's going to be possible. Otherwise, you will get. Let's we have to see the other one as well as like when we pass any image, how we are going to get the uh, output or the data of that particular things. I will try to see the requirement file also. Yeah, I will show you the requirement files as well. So don't worry about that particular things. Requirements. It's only 3 things I did it. Streamlight, Google Generative AI, and Python that environments. And once this particular is, you have to Control S, and in this particular thing, see, it's working continuously. Now, when I will go ahead about this particular things, it's going to be stop, or when I will close it about that particular things, it's going to be close it. So just try to understand about this particular thing, how we are going to utilize it. Pip install -r requirements.txt. That's the command. App how to run. Streamlight is the command. Streamlight run my app.py. So this is something we saw it. Now we have to create a vision. So with the help of the image, how we can create a or we generate the text for your own models or own local host. Just like how I created, similarly, you people can also create it. Just simple line of a code, simple environments, you can generate it. Well, see, as of my knowledge cutoff, May 2023. So if I will write about the 2022, can I get the results about these particular things? England. You can see that it's a truly right answer. About the who won the 2021 was there or what? 2021 so Australia. It's clearly is going about that. Uh, Virat Kohli, if I will write about this. It's running. So it's a simple.
Yeah, Dr. Khan, one question. I had a question. So while creating the Gemini key, it asks something like your pro Google Cloud project. It talks about something like Google Cloud project.
Mhm.
So can you tell what is that thing, Google Cloud project? I
That's
understand
already.
what is collab. I understand what is collab. So
Uh,
what is this Google Cloud project? It like when we are creating the key, it in the search box it lists down some Google Cloud projects names.
yeah. So it's already the projects are there. See, Google is providing a lot of tutorials or that kind of a project. So already created a project. So if you select the project from that particular things, or you can use about that project for the reference point of view. So for that particular reasons, as I think we also saw about that where it's tutorial question and no, this was not get API key. Get API key from the Googles. Take a little bit time. Yes, project, right? This was the something you are when you are going to create API key, is search from the Google Cloud projects, like my first projects. If you are selecting create, so it's giving about the it's going to be stored in the Google Cloud about that particular things. And for this particular, this is a name. Just like when on open AI API, when you create it, you are giving a little bit a name, my test one, and then you are going to create about the what I can say that is API key. Similarly, here you can give any name about like this uh, ID my, and if not IDMI, sorry, because it's asking about the Google project. So if you are going about the my first Google projects about this particular things, and you are going for the creating about this generating API key, you can see that generating. So the name of that particular thing is coming as the, just a second. So you can just copy this particular thing. So obviously you can see that. So the name of the this project ID is my first projects, and the API key is again there. I created about this particular. I was not selected about the project, and automatically I can give the generative language clients, and we are getting about that particular things. So it's about the something the ID for the ID perspective point of view. It's asking about that particular thing. So, Pramanshu, I think you are
Yeah,
Pramanshu. I think you asked, right?
yes. Thanks for the response. So follow-up question. So when you mentioned that Gemini allows for 60 queries
Yeah.
for the API key, which is free of cost. So is it 60 queries per project?
60 queries
Per API key per project?
per API keys. As I
Yeah.
told that, Gemini, that's usage limits of that respective model. Like
Mhm.
60 queries, I can say that the model you are using about that particular things, just like I did about the model deployments of one models I deploy here. You can see the local host. So that will come as a one query. If I'm going to deploy one more models, that will come as a one more query. Try to understand about that particular. It's not about the 60 keys. It's about the one key. If you are going to deploy 60 deployments, just try to understand. This is one deployments I did it where it's gone. This is one. So this will come as a one query. For that respective keys, I did one queries. If I'm going to deploy one model as well, that's vision. So that will again come as the second query. So that you will get only 60 queries. So if you are going to create the 60 free API keys, and for each API keys you are creating one deployment, that is also considered as a 60 queries. And for one keys, if you are going to deploy 60 model, that is also known as the 60 API keys. 60 queries. Sorry, my mistakes about that particular.
Okay, so that means if during the development process, if I am running the code again and again, it will not stop the API key. It will not.
No. It will not stop. It will consider only one. But if you are there's like app.py I created, now I'm going to create about the vision.py. You can see that. So when I will run this particular things, I will get about this particular local host about that. That will consider the second queries. Please take a note of that. So I created one more things about here. Yeah, someone is again asked question. No, nothing question. Anyone want to say about requirement files? I shown about Kritika. Hope you saw that. This new key, I'm not getting about that. Tima Raju, Dr. Khan, this is an example. In real world, the API is not renewed from small company. Later, they realize lately and purchase the new key. How to apply the key, all those LLM models which are developed by the company to apply with this new key. That I have to look it. I will get back to you. Just allow me a little bit time. Ramnesh, you want to ask something or what exactly? Because
you're audible now. Sorry, am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. So my question is, so suppose we have deployed a model right now and we have query our question over there. So what if I ask same question on Gemini? Will I get the same result, right? Because at the background we are using the same thing as a data. So
no, but the Gemini
Mhm.
Gemini is created with a multiple LLM models. Please try to understand. Because in Gemini, when you pass the image, you will get, because in that model, that particular host is you are getting for that particular Gemini app is using multiple models at the same times. Try to understand about that. But your app is you using about only one models, and that model name is Gemini Pro only. Please take a note of that particular. So your Gemini will provide a multiple more clarity of the answers because they have the multiple models at their backend. And for your models, whatever models you deployed, it's only one small models of LLM, that is Gemini Pro. So whatever the model, because if you can see to it that go and search about the Gemini models. So you will get a lot of models list, 6 to 7 models list, and all 6 to 7 models are providing the powers to your Gemini app. So your Gemini response will be a better and great as compared to your. But obviously you use Gemini Pro models, and that is a free models we are using. So whatever the data, according to that data, the model is trained, and from that, because you saw about like when I search about one queries like 2024 World Cup, it's clearly told I aware about only 2023 data or May 2023 data. After that, what happened, I don't know. But your Gemini is combinations of multiple models, or Gemini app is combination of the multiple models. So that model will definitely provide you the results.
Okay. So I have one quick follow-up question. So in my Gemini that I have created, can I apply some sort of a control over here? So suppose if I'm developing this for my organization and I want some sort of a restrictions so that the other people outside the organization cannot review it, what I'm searching for, what I was
Yeah,
looking for.
obviously you can set for the private that DNS and all the things. You have to set it for the networking point of view. Obviously your networking team should provide that particular result, so that like the simple things like the this particular recording, that's the very easy task we can apply it. If your deployment is AWS, then more easiest way you can do it. If your deployments is any cloud or that particular, more easiest way you can do it. Only the respective organization's ID can interfere about that your LLM app or your respective app. Other person is not going to be able to do it, because the networks or the IP address you have to set it, and according to that, definitely the respective organizations people can only utilize about that particular things. Definitely you can do it about that security. You can fix it for that particular things.
Okay, awesome. Cool. Thanks.
So I'm going to create one more things about the importing. Hope everyone understand it and you people enjoy it about, because we are dealing, as I told that in the last session, definitely we will go and see about the deployment part. So similarly, I'm moving a bit to deployments part as well. So I'm going to kill this particular thing. Kill means stop it. When I kill it, my working of that particular things will going to be stopped, and it asks about the connecting about that particular. So just try it, and I'm moving towards the next to vision.py. So we have to create the vision.py here, so that everyone can understand about the vision.py. So first of all, that I can copy from something, import Google generative AI as well. So this two, first of all, I copy and paste it here, Control C in the vision.py. Oh, sorry, requirements. See, multiple editors are open here about that particular things. So I can Control V here about this particular things. I can do it a lot of tasks combining visions. Again, it's if you want to give it's about that particular things. Mistake here to your vision.py. Again, I can go ahead about this the same way. But um, similarly, from LangChain, that's importing VY about that text wrap field image, about this two things, more libraries from pill import, because if you remember right about that's when we perform about that. And one more thing is this import app.py Google as the chain AI, and copy and paste so that I can save my time here from Google dot that's particular thing as well. os dot C control V. So you can see to it this particular things. Chain AI about that particular things. Now functions to load about. That's we have to write the function. So the mouse is little bit of problematic here. So function to load model get. So function to load open AI model about and get response. Already we did it about that and response. The same is not because we have to change here about that particular things because it's little bit about the changes we have to perform it. So defining get underscore Gemini response with image, that's image, define image. So model is equal to GenAI dot generative model. That's we are using about the generative Gemini model is your choice, whichever the free is available, so you take it. Vision I taken here. So if input is not equal to response, response is equal to model dot generate content put response else response model dot generate content image. Return response dot txt text. Again, that's particular thing says we will streamlight about the streaming about this. So initializing your streamlet app. So what is the st dot set figure set page config that page title Gemini page demo. The next was the st dot header st header Gemini application st dot header input st dot text. It's the same thing, but I can write it input prompt. You can do the copy paste. T T dot text input. Okay, that's the problem. Text underscore input. Cool. Load file or uploaded underscore file st dot file page choose an image. An image, but type also we have to give it. For type is common. Type is equal to JPG, comma JPEG, PNG. Suppose only this 2-3 types I going to go ahead with this particular things. So image properly on type. If loaded file is not none, image is equal to image. This is something I did a small one. Image is equal to image dot open loaded file. St dot image, that's image, st dot image, caption loaded image, column width, use column is equal to true. Firstly, use column width as a true. Submit is equal to st dot button tell me about the image. Tell me about the image. Is clicked. If ask button is clicked, so if submit response is clicked, response is equal to get Gemini response. That's input from image. The header. The response is dot write response. Try to return about this particular things. code once. I have to see to it that properly. We have to see to it that show the command. Command I need it. Pip, oh, sorry, pip what we written? We written about that particular command about, hope everyone remember it. So streamlit run, streamlit run vision dot py. But before that, we have to save it. Otherwise, we will get another screen. Vision dot that particular piece. Now you can see that about how I created about that respective part of the two applications is both the application is done it. You can see that you have to drag and drop about that image. Let's see if I will take it. This is my image. You can see that. Tell me about the image. It will run, and if possible, I will get it. This team is based in Bangalore, India, and plays in Indian Premier League. This team was founded, won the IPL title once. When it's won, it's wrong. In 2020, 2011, the team is captained by Virat Kohli, Chahal. So this is a wrong information as well as we got it because this team never won it. You can take it, Sparta or any particular image. Let's we have to try this, whether this particular is being or not. What exactly it's going to be show you the output. Response.text quick accessor. So obviously we are getting an error line 41 model Gemini bit. So input is image. So that's why we are getting a problems about this. Only the proper image we will receive it. Just like I can write it about the image. Cat playing. You can change the model as well and check with the different models. So that this way you will get it. This image looks more pretty. Save images. This is a JPG file, the pictures. You can store it, Gemini language or applications. Pictures, when I will go ahead about this. It's not coming. Pictures, where it's gone. J5. So anyway, we have to store about the JPG. Or otherwise, you have to set the parameters, and definitely you will get that image as well. That's this image model. JPG. So in pictures, get name of this save as a type. So we can go ahead to see to it that play. Why it's not getting the upgrades? change the file. If I have files, type of file is something the file type, or otherwise you can go ahead and just do the same change in the file type, and definitely that will work. Tell me about the image as a key. Cat wearing a suit and boy is sitting at a poker table. The cat is holding a cigar in its mouth. How it's a cigar? I'm not saying. And has a stack of poker chips in front of it. So little bit model is also confused about that to train about that, and you can see to it that some informations are also wrong. We have to try it over some advanced model like the Gemini. When I close it, you can see to it that it's saying connecting is going to be happen. I'm going to see to it my some advanced whether they allow us or not. Just those that particular things. So Python chunk or coming to Gemini Pro was the generative for the text, and the image point of view we can take as the was Gemini 1.5. So just copy and paste it about that particular thing. What is the model name? Gemini Pro. So I can take about this Control S. Again, going to the command prompt, CLS stream for EVA. I just changed my model. A humorous image of cat dressed in tuxedo playing poker. It is a light-rated and whimsical image that does not promote gambling. The cat is likely portrayed as a high ruler, which adds to the comedic effect of the image. Just see to it that when you change the model, how the things are going to be changed. So just see to it that I will change, share it. Don't worry about that. Now I will come to where it's from. Write few lines about this image as well. See to it that size is 200 MB, JPG, PNG, about that file size. You have to take it, changes the image as well. Spartan warrior called. Now you can see that it's not coming as the image. You can see that. You can bring is coming as this is image because there is no input is E1. Please take it. Can you write 20 lines on this image? Standard definite. So just see with that. So just see to it that how the thing is going to be worked properly. This is very, very nice way you will get the idea about that particular things. So we created two applications. One was the text and one was the image. You can do it as your end as well. That's a request. You can take any data sets. Obviously, the taking the data sets or taking the API keys is very, very important. If you are not able to get API keys, it's creating a problems about that particular thing as well. We can do a lot of things with this particular practical implementations. Just try to research things. LLM is very, very nice, very, very important. Or with large language models, or I can say that with this particular stuff of the generative AI, we are going to take the some advanced training, some more in-depth trainings about the Gen AI. Obviously, we'll be the masters, whatever the data you have to see. If I'm going to take any respective data sets, obviously it's not any problems. But for that particular things, we need to take care about the API keys, about the open APIs. That's already you people have to invest for that particular things. But for this particular reasons, like the practical implementations for understanding the LLMs or understanding the large language models or the generative AI concepts, the Gemini is the best options because it's a Google, and obviously it's having Google Copilots or the Microsoft from the Copilots, Google Gemini from Google's or the OpenAI, the Chat GPT about that. Obviously, OpenAI is a little bit far ahead or that Chat GPT is, but you cannot say that Gemini is not like that much. Obviously, Gemini is upgrading themselves. Very soon you will get about that the LLM models. You have to just say that I need this kind of structures, please draw it. Gemini is capable to give you about the response with proper or the accuracy or the model accuracy or the prediction is about near about 70 to 80% of that matching. Like, see, people are thinking like the predictions of the model is how the prediction is going to be accurate. I just written about this is create a 10 lines or can you write 20 lines? It's coming as the 20 lines or the 10 lines. You can see to it that about this particular. So it's about coming the predictions about the how much percent you will get it about that. So,
Dr. Khan, just one thing, request.
Who's asking?
This is Premanshu.
Yeah.
So can you just show once again how you were changing the model name?
It's going. I just went to my this particular vision.py, and here I define about my generative AI models. I just copy and paste my model here. Gemini dash 1.5 dash flash.
Okay.
If you want the same models, you can go with the same models. I just try to change my models and just see the output. So the advanced model or the more accurate models will provide you the better results. But the earlier model was just provided a results which is not accurate, like a cat is taken a cigar in their mouth about which is not present inside the pictures, but still we are getting that kind of an outputs. So this is about the practical implementations. As I told yesterday, we have to see the demonstrations today. Whole things we have to see the demonstrations. I just elaborate how we can set up the VS codes and everything. Please
Sir,
take a note.
Sir, could you save this like file, save project as this
Yeah, yeah.
visuals?
See, I will show one more things about, so that you will get a little bit enhance about more about that particular things. What I can do it here. Mm, GitHub. Hope everyone aware about the GitHub. That particular things. Few people might aware about that. So you can go ahead with the repositories. I will show you about one quick things about so new in 10 minutes I can try to show you about and will share with this particular thing. The name of my GitHub is the uh, Gen AI Pracs. Descriptions later on I can publish, add readme files, git ignores. I can give as the git ignores or not. I will give as the Python. I did in a Python. Sometime if you take letter of Apache license, create a repositories, you can see to it that I will show you one about one thing's very important. This is the clone. This is I'm taking as the CMD. CMD. That's command prompt. This is CLS. Suppose I want to kept my repositories here in this particular scenario. GenAI, or I can take this is the new as the GitHub. GitHub. I will copy this because we might be not remembering about this. So CD. So CLS. So I can write git clone. See to it that the git clone about that code about the uh, copy about that particular stuff and just moving over this. Mm, there's a cloning. My GenAI practice is going to be cloning. Exit. I taken about the exits. Now you can see that whatever the GitHub is there, it's going to be coming here in this particular things. You can see to it that about that particular stuff. Obviously, whatever things I did here, it's going to be stored in the file that's named as the Gemini underscore AI. So what I will do is I will do that particular things and copy and paste about the things. Just see to it that uh, so I can show you about already I did a control S. Now I'm going to do about the GenAI practicals. GenAI, IDMI Gemini. If I will copy all this particular things here, is showing about this GitHub GenAI Prax control. Again, moving towards the VS Code, going with the file, open folders. See about local C GitHub, select folders. So this is completely, yes, trust this author. Again, going to the terminals, new terminals, taking the CMD. So GitHub AI projects, moving to the Control Shift P. So coming with this GenAI or that particular things, Control Shift P. This is a lot of distracting. Control Shift P. Python select interpreter. I'm selecting in my advanced as it is. So new terminals, reactivating terminals. So I will take hardly 10 minutes. This particular stuff. Going with the CMD command prompt. So already my environment is there activated. You can go with the Git Atlassian. The Git is already installed in my system, so that's why I learned Git tutorials workflow. Everything is given in this particular things, like how we can do about this basic commands to sort out the things. So just remember it about that particular, so you will get the basic understanding about, because it's very important to you will get about that particular stuff, like how we can do any things. This is something I add on in this particular sessions. So whatever the code you will write, you have to make a repositories in the GitHubs. So that is a very, very important part we are doing here. Just make sure about this particular thing so that you will not getting about this. So I'm going to the setting up the Git here first of all, so that everyone get the understanding. So till here, that's everything is done here about these projects or this particular things. So you have to write about the Git config, that's global user dot name. So my username is already there, so I'm not going to be too much apply about that particular things. So if you are not going to be defined, you have to define your user dot name about whatever your name is about. If you are going to define about the same line of a code about that's the Git is the commands. So config, git config mm, minus global user dot email. That's one time you have to need a setup. So my email is also there. So that's why if you can go ahead my GitHub accounts about that particular things, you can go and see my GitHub accounts. You can see that my Moin Khan is there about that particular things. And my email ID is also there, masiuddin.khan12@gmail.com. So this is something extra. I'm just going to taught you whatever you are going to do in VS Codes. We have to push that particular things in the respective Git repositories. So everything is going to be saved about that particular things. So we have to save that particular things so that you will get the better understanding. So Git, I'm just writing about the Git add about that particular things, uh, add space dot. So it's coming as that particular things. And next I'm going to check about the Git status. I will be go because earlier if you can see that in my GitHub git ignore I created licenses. I taken Apache README is file. Obviously, you can do it. A lot of things to write in the README files. If you want to write in the README files, you have to open it and write about this GenAI pracs and everything. Whatever you want, you can give the informations. So anyone can go and read about your files as well. So I taken about the Git. So this will be the new files. Similarly, one more things, if I will go ahead about this particular thing as the uh, we can move ahead and perform the task so that I can store all these particular things like what is the commands. So Git, I can go ahead here, Git about that particular things, Git commit about this is the Atlassian is there, commit -m. This is commit, for this commit includes dot env file. For example, if I will write about this, So it will come as this create me node app.py 3 files change. And obviously we will getting about that particular things as well. So now the next one is, if you're not set up about this, so commit is ready. Now we have to write to do about the push commands. Still, if you can go ahead and check my, this is only 3 files are there. Nothing, any other files will come. This is very important to all the aspirants who looks for the, so git push is the commands. So git push origin main. When I written about this particular things, you can see to it that it will take temps to, you can see to it that in routing 6 done, counting objects 100, 6 by 4 threads, everything is going to be this. If you are click it, you can go ahead. Otherwise, you can go ahead and just check it and refresh it here. You can see that all the files will come here directly. You can see that. Now vision.py is also there. Everything's whatever I written. I will try to share about this. Git ignore license. .env is not there. That's we have to do it separately if the thing is not coming. So obviously I will do it about that particular thing as well. So just remember it about that particular thing because that's a separate file is .env is there. So that's why we have to remember it, like how we have to set up about these particular things. But everything is there. You can go ahead and you can take the code and everything's like if I have to write, for example, one code here, CLS git add dot env. So the following paths is ignored one git ignore files env use -f if you really want to add them. Git add nonsense the git configurations add false. Git add -f dot env git status. So the new file. So git commit is not required. You can directly go ahead git push origin main. You can see to it that it's going to be pushing everything is up to date. Now hopefully it will work. Your file is there dot still it's not coming.
No, you have to commit it.
Commit, I have to write it. So again, I have to write git add or git status new file. So git commit why should I ask about the git commit? I have to write it. It's not necessary. But take the documentation always. Commit commands. This commit is for .env file. One file change, one intersections, create a node. Now git gin main. Now I think it's we are getting. So we have to go ahead and refresh it. Sorry. .env is coming. You can see the commit is also this the here commit, whatever the commit is you are giving, you can just open that particular file. .env, it's coming as the same way. We can use this GitHub as well as for your practical implementations. README, that's if you are not written anything, sap.py, vision.py, requirements, everything is there. So this is the way you have to just remember it. This is something I taught about, something that's required of the hours. You can go ahead with your repositories. This is very, very important. Those who are not aware, you can go ahead and just share about this is a public. I can share with this, so you can utilize about this is for the particular things. Yeah, Pallavi Sharma is already share about this particular things. That's very good. That's your already aware. That's very, very nice. So hope you guys enjoyed about the sessions you saw about. As yesterday I told, that's I requesting all of you to just share your not share your screen, just turn on your camera, so that way I can at least capture one pictures uh, for reference point of view, not about any other way we have to use it. One people was asked about one questions about, let's have to see the questions in the chats first. That's the question was about this is example in real world. Just allow me 2 minutes. CPK is not renewed for small company later on. So later on, how to apply? Trimander Arju is asking about that question about LLM models which are developed. So by using centralized and secure way to store and manage your API keys, you can ensure that the all the applications use the updated key efficiency, whether you choose environment variables, configuration files, or secret management tools. The key is to centralize the key management and automate the update process across all your applications. This is the answer I can just give you about that particular things. In real worlds, the API is not renewed for that particular things. And Dr. Khan, will you be covering a hands-on exam showing how to train, leverage this pre-trained open source LLMs for specific use case based on other additional data sets? Say, obviously, the time is the only issue. Obviously, I can share my email IDs with you. I will share you the GitHub links in a WhatsApp group, so you can go through with that course. Definitely, that particular things will help you. About who asked about Pallavi? No, Pallavi. Response condition. Yeah, it's a Shivang K is asking. Pallavi is not now. So that yeah. So just I request all of you just turn on one things one to camera to all, so I can just first of all make the view so that I can take the pictures together mode, so we can together for future points of view as well. Uh, I have to take the pictures. The peoples are 48s and only a few images I can see. Requesting all, if you are not busy, if you are not occupied in any works, and if you are not feeling any bad about like taking the image of that, so for that purpose, please just turn on your camera. I just take one screenshot to remember it about like about the workshops and their participants. So requesting all. Hope today network was fine. No interruptions that happened till that whole time I started my cameras, and every time between sometime the camera might be turned off. So that time I had a little bit of coffee or tea. So that's why I turn off my camera. So, otherwise, the whole session, the camera was on and the network was pretty good. Yesterday might be some network congestion might be there. So because of that, yeah, I taken the image. So thank you so much for your valuable times. Now you can turn off your camera. That's totally fine. There will be a no issue for me now, as I ask about the view together mode. So those whoever open about the camera, that's I taken the image about yeah. So I want the inputs from the candidates. Please just provide me a little bit inputs one by one. Anyone can come forwards and just elaborate little bit what you understand. Hope you understand about your expectations, or what exactly you were looking, and what kind of an particular point of aspects you reached or not. So please go ahead one by one. Those who are not able to speak, please write it. It would be a very good for me if you are going to write about something. Yeah,
So,
please go ahead.
Dr. Khan, this is Privanshu.
Yeah.
So for me, the session was very informative and quite practical. And it like you practically showed us how AI is working to develop applications. So certainly it gave a lot of value addition to what I know right now. So I would thank you, and it would be even more beneficial if you could just share these some of these codes artifacts like you mentioned already. So we would try to leverage them in our work as well. Thanks a lot,
Yes,
Mr.
definitely. The WhatsApp group is made. Don't left from any to anyone for the from the groups. Whether you are going to take next IDMI course or not, that's not an issue. But don't left from the group so that we can send and we can pass the informations in future aspects as well. So anyway, next, anyone want to elaborate a little bit
Dr.
something?
Khan, I am Dr. Vijay Kumar.
Yeah.
I wrote to you also. All
Yes, sir.
coding and Python part was new to me. This is the first time I was exposed to it, and I could finish the yesterday's exercises satisfactorily. So it was very informative for me, new information, and thank you for that.
Thank you, Vijay Kumar sir.
Hi,
Hello,
Dr.
Dr.
Khan. So,
Khan.
Ramnesh this side. So I have just started this journey with you few months ago, and whatever I learned from last 2 days session was great. I mean, it's completely new to me. This is my interest to learn these things, and I think it's really add value to my overall journey. So I am still, a part of this journey with you. We have a couple of months to complete course that I am taking under you. So no, it was a nice session, very informative, and yeah, we'll keep touch with you.
Thank you, Ramnesh. Shubhu.
Subramaniam. Actually, it is a bird's eye view on how to use ChatGPT, Gemini, and this gave a good overview on how can we use it for our processes, mainly in our organization. Thanks for
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
you patiently, worked on the code and showed everything, and you are very liberal in sharing your works. That is now normally many people won't do that, and thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much, sir. It's really grateful for me. Anyone more want to elaborate little bit things? I saw the chat.
Hello, Dr. Khan. This is Pallavi. Thank you so much for a great introductory course on generative AI. And I learned a lot. The hands-on were really helpful. These practical sessions added and gave confidence as to that we can also use LLMs and how we can use them. So I feel quite motivated to explore more. So thank you so much. It was my very first introduction to Gen AI, and I'm glad I took it under you. Thank you so much. Thanks to IDMI also for arranging this course. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, this is Vishwa. I just I appreciate your effort and whatever you are teaching. I just have one feedback that today's session was more about like hands-on things, right? And it was for people like who are into coding and everything. This is more informative because we know about ChatGPT and the use of it. Now even WhatsApp has the prompting thing where we can ask the question and it will provide the information. So from understanding perspective and from utilization perspective, I was thinking that if yesterday also you could have shown us one or two things where you have wrote some code and this is giving you a result, that could have been into perspective, and we could have tried in the evening, that we could have tried at how we can utilize it for our own study. And then today it would have been more hands-on for us, because right now we are just watching your code and we are practicing. But I feel that yesterday's session was more about informing about ChatGPT rather than giving us the code and how we are going to go about in the next day. So that is one point I have.
Sure, I will take care about that thing so that I have to minimize the presentations and all the specs and maximize about the coding or the practical implementations.
Right.
Definitely, I will do it and I will talk with the IDMI team as well so that the maximum hands-on they can add in the curriculums, because the curriculum actually is specially designed by the IDMI, and we as the outsource or the third party to provide the trainings.
Right,
We
right.
the cloud chat. So obviously I will talk with the IDMA that candidates ask about more practical implementation instead of the presentations or of all the aspects. So definitely I will
Right.
look into that, and definitely in the next or upcoming in futures, definitely I will do according to the choice of the audience.
Right.
Definitely.
I just have one more point to add. Why I'm saying this, because since you are there, and if we do some hands-on right in front of you, I would want to utilize this time in front of you. Like
Yeah,
there
yeah,
was one
definitely,
one
definitely,
person
definitely.
who asked the question directly in the course and shared the screen.
Yeah, yeah.
If
Because
yesterday,
yeah, because while doing with the practical implementation, we exact get the errors, and definitely that time about we understand
right,
what exactly the problems we are facing. That is
correct,
the
correct. It's
important about
way
the
better than the
practical
YouTube.
implementation. Yes, yes,
Yes.
100%.
Dr. Khan, I have a question. Will you also be sharing the presentation slides?
Yes, yes, 100%. Everything will be shared
Okay, great.
in a WhatsApp group. Similar way, probably tomorrow, Monday, before 3 p.m.s, you will get each and every parts. Because Sunday today only I am working as a trainer, and the rest
Right.
of my team is not working. So
Got it.
tomorrow, definitely by 3 p.m., you will get all the things.
Okay. And
Even
Dr. Khan,
also
about the
whatever
certification?
yeah, certification is also provided by the IDMI. The IDMI person will communicate the message also tomorrow in the mornings, and everything
Okay,
you will
no
get
problem.
properly and smoothly. So don't
Okay,
worry about
great.
that particular
Okay,
things.
thank you so much.
You
Thank
can
you so
connect
much.
with me for future
Sure.
things as well. As it's not about only workshop or
Right.
any process. It's about any information exchange. I like to take the informations from the audience as well, as because some are the expertise in their core domains, and I am also little bit informations I have in my domain. So definitely when the knowledge is going to be exchanged